What's up, everyone, and welcome back to Box. My name is Harry Hicks, and I'm joined with Max Botcher and Thomas McKeon, and we are here to talk some soccer.
We're back.
And we're with business now.
We're with business?
We're incorporated. Now we're
we're officially.
Yeah,
We've
so
got
welcome, everyone.
the paperwork signed.
This is a meeting, actually.
LLC, Box to Box LLC.
Yeah. All right, let's start off with some Champions League-ness.
Tommy, Ajax in the final.
Yeah,
I know. Hey, it was at Benfica. They were riled up. They were having a good game.
Allaire can't make up his mind.
Allaire decided that he's a prolific scorer on both sides of the pitch. That's
right.
That's who he is. Okay, he can't change when he's back on defense. You know. Honestly, Ajax looked poor anyway, and Benfica looked like great. So I'm not too worried because I've seen Ajax play a lot better than that. They never really got set up. It was more like they were just taking turns attacking, which is not Ajax's game. Ajax needs to take their time in the build up and really just break down teams. So I'm not worried. You know, you need struggle to win get to the Champions League final. It's a tough journey. So I'm all right. I'm all right with it.
I watched that Manchester United Atletico game that finished 1-1, and that João Felix goal was actually incredible. That diving header was awesome.
Launching.
And I feel like João Felix hasn't really lived up to his potential, I guess, at Atletico, but that goal was pretty awesome. And then also, it was exciting to see Elanga scoring for United. He came on the field in the second half and was there for like 3 minutes.
It was his first touch.
Away.
Yeah,
was it really?
First touch.
He was the guy that he missed.
Dude, he's been playing so well.
The penalty in the FA Cup and but every time he comes on, he does have the talent. He's a young prospect.
No, yeah, he is a young prospect. And honestly, I mean, Marcus Rashford was on for most of the game and was so poor.
I feel like that's
was losing all these touches in the midfield, not really a threat offensively. And then Elanga comes on and scores with his first touch. That's a pretty big statement.
I feel like that's been kind of a trend with Rashford. Like, he's been recently, and Elanga's doing well off the bench. Like, Elanga started a few games too, so maybe we can see a switch and Rashford will be benched. And Sancho had that good game last week too, so it's good to see him get the start.
I saw some comments though, and it was saying like Jadon Sancho is expected to have a good game against Leeds because Leeds are basically a Bundesliga team, which is just ripping on all of Bundesliga and Leeds.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Yeah. What else?
Vlahovic. Well, yeah, go for that one.
Vlahovic scored in the first minute, and that game ended 1-1 also against Villarreal, but. I think the big story out of that was Weston McKennie getting hurt. 1-1 game, kind of boring, but
yeah, it was exciting. I mean, good for Villarreal, honestly. Danny Parejo scoring in the second half, and honestly, it's a bigger loss for Juventus after scoring in the first minute and not being able to get anything going the rest of the game.
Yeah,
it's pretty unfortunate and not a very good display. And honestly, I think. When we were giving our predictions, Tom, you were mentioning this matchup could be a contentious one. So
we'll see. We'll see in the second half.
Yeah. I guess the last one we could talk about Chelsea-Lille.
Yeah.
I think we'll get more into this at the end of the pod, but
2-0 win.
Finally, some goals with a little bit of fluidity to them. Pulisic's goal was nice, like good. I guess attacking play, like an actual Chelsea goal. Finally for once, and then Kai with that header in the beginning.
Yeah, in the first 5 minutes, Kai Havertz had 3 or 4 chances, which was awesome to see. And I guess we'll get into it later in the pod of when Kai Havertz plays in that center forward position. Chelsea's attack seems to click, and it was clicking. It was the most energized I've seen Chelsea attack, and just actually cohesive.
Yeah.
Even though I wouldn't say it was our best performance, it was still enough to get a 2-0 win comfortably over Lille. So
honestly, I was impressed with Lille though. Their press was incredible. They were after every 50-50 ball, pressing into Chelsea's third, which a lot of Premier League teams aren't doing against Chelsea week to week. So I think Chelsea was honestly a little bit surprised by that. It didn't seem like they were fully prepared for that aspect. But once they got the ball moving forward, they were able to kind of comb right through.
Yeah.
Thiago Silva saved us a few times because Marcus Alonso isn't the best at breaking the press.
Marcus Alonso had a very poor game.
Yeah. He had a few good touches in the start, and then he just got dominated. Just like he couldn't keep up with the play.
I kept thinking, I was like, oh, if Ben Chilwell wasn't hurt and was playing instead of Marcus Alonso, we would be tearing through this team.
Right. That's a difference between a build-up that is successful and we get through, and a build-up to Marcus Alonso where he usually just kind of boots it forward or loses the ball. So not much happening on that left side.
It's always the left-footed chip, like kind of like long ball along the sideline that he gets the ball out.
If Timo's not there, it's nothing's happened. Timo was basically bailed him out every time he played.
Yeah, and then same thing the other way. They'll just play it right over his head, and he just gets beat and has to take a foul. Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, it's good. Chelsea's going back to Lille for the second one, right? So 2-0. No away goals anymore, but that should be a pretty good lead, like safe, I would say. Yeah,
I think they have a better idea of what's coming now. They have the talent to put it home. So honestly, a 2-0 win gave me confidence over them because with our recent form, I was a little bit worried going into it, but that was pretty good display. I think last thing before we get into our match of the week that we can talk about is that Tottenham Man City game. Was pretty exciting.
Oh, baby.
That was pretty good. Tottenham winning 3-2 against Man City with Harry Kane scoring in the 96th minute.
Last minute.
Yeah, I want to break it
last
down.
Minute?
The first goal was Kulusevski scoring his first goal. I think his first goal for Tottenham, and that was great. Son just broke through and honestly could have shot.
Dude, what a ball by Kane.
Yeah, that was beautiful. It was just like,
I mean, that's
how you break down Man City is you have to have crazy plays like that.
Right. I mean, I feel like what Jose Mourinho brought out of Kane is him being able to play this like little deeper role and not being the all-out attack man or the point man, but rather dropping in and getting the ball and making a play happen.
Perfect one-touch ball.
Oh, it was beautiful.
And then leads to a goal. Gundogan. It seemed like they had to hold on to that lead, and Gundogan scored, and it seemed like the game was over for Tottenham. It seemed like they were just going to have to try to defend and keep the 1-1 lead. And then Harry Kane scores. What a game by him. And then he scores again, but then it got ruled off for offside, which was like inches in the build-up, which is kind of ridiculous.
VAR.
So again, it seemed, and then Man City went down and won a penalty off a handball. So again, it seemed like Tottenham
that was a sick penalty by Mahrez.
Yeah,
he smashed that into the top corner.
Awesome. And then it seems like that Man City's going to try to go for the win, and then Harry Kane puts it away.
I know, that was awesome.
Electric.
You get Antonio Conte on the sideline like screaming his head off, and Pep going over to sip some water. It was awesome.
We have a title race now. Like an actual
that helps Liverpool out.
And Liverpool won today.
Yeah, so they're 3 points off. They beat Leeds 6-0.
Yeah.
They're
going for the goal differential.
Yeah, I know.
They're loading the goals.
Did you see Tottenham lost to Burnley?
They
beat Man City over the weekend, then you lose to Burnley.
Today?
Today, yeah.
Oh my God.
Ridiculous.
They used all their luck in one game.
Yeah.
All right, let's jump in with match of the week. We'll start off recapping last week where we had Wolves who beat Leicester 2-1. Honestly, I was traveling, so I was only able to catch the last 20 minutes. But I was a little upset because Tommy got the right score.
Get in
with your prediction of 2-1. So well done.
I honestly forgot that I chose 2-1. So at the end,
I was so mad. Wolves had a breakaway right in like the last minute, and with like open goal, he should have shot it earlier.
He had
made
an open shot, and you just shanked it.
Yeah, it would have been perfect 3-1, 95th minute.
It's all right.
That would have changed our standings.
Yeah, I know. So standing update. Tom, you have 4 points in the lead. I have 2. Max, you have 1 lowly point. But there is always time to come back.
Yes. It's a long season. It's a long season.
Yeah. How did the first half look?
First half was pretty good. I was actually genuinely impressed by Leicester. I know we kind of like spent last week talking about how bad they've looked this season. So it was kind of a surprise when they came out. They were even pretty much in the first half. Lookman got a goal. He was everywhere in their attack for the first half. And Tielemans also had a nice game. He seemed to really be just around the box when the ball was there and got a few shots off. Mm-hmm. So I was impressed by Leicester, but then Wolves ultimately had a better side and kind of just took it away in the second half.
Yeah. Podence, good game. Ruben Neves, long shot.
Bro,
so,
I called that last game.
I know.
Like, he's going to win in the midfield.
We have it on tape, too.
Check the log.
We got to post it. But, yeah, Harry called that one. So, that's good. Good for your rep.
That is good. I needed that.
That's like an honorary point. That's like a little side point.
Okay, let's jump into next week's, or I guess this coming match of the week, which will be Sevilla versus Betis in La Liga. Pretty close, or will be a good game because we have Betis sitting in fourth place and Sevilla Betis is in third and Sevilla is in second.
Yeah.
Which will be a pretty good game. I will actually start this week because I feel like I never start and I always make someone else go last, so I'm going for it.
Okay.
I'm going to say a 2-2 tie. And I don't know, I feel like ties are, I guess we don't predict them as often, but I think both these teams are pretty good, and I think we could run into a situation where, like a couple weeks ago with Inter versus Napoli, where neither team wants to lose. So I think they will be a little bit more conservative, but I think they're still going to go for it, and I think they're still going to have fun with it, and I think it's going to be 2-2, so we're going to have some goals. But one thing that I want to talk about is Sevilla's team, and I honestly don't watch Sevilla that often.
Yeah, me neither.
But their team is crazy. Like all these players that I feel like I've either like forgotten about or from different teams, Alejandro Gomez, Eric Lamela, Diego Carlos, Rakitic, Thomas Delaney, Jules Koundé, who we obviously are linked with Chelsea, Jesus Navas, and Jesus Corona. Mm-hmm. And it'll be so fun to watch all these players play because I'm like, okay, I either watched you 4 years ago on a different team or, just see you in the Champions League every once in a while. So I'm honestly really excited to watch all those guys play.
That's how I feel, though, about Betis' team, too, because all their players, like Marc Bartra, Hector Bellerin, Claudio Bravo, like those are all players that I know them from, like, other teams. Barcelona, City, Dortmund, like Arsenal for Bellerin, like... So Fekir. Like I never watch Betis, and it's crazy to me that they're in third place. But yeah, I'm gonna say 2-1 Sevilla. I think it's a little different because the Inter Napoli game, they were first and second, right? And so Inter obviously doesn't want to fall off a 1, but for Sevilla to have a chance at winning La Liga, they need a win, and just try to catch up to Madrid up top. But yeah, I think Sevilla has a better overall team, and I feel like I see them more in bigger tournaments, bigger games. So I feel like this is a pretty big game for them, and they'll pull through. So
Tom.com.
What's up, boys? I'm gonna go 3-2 Betis.
Oh,
goals.
I have no reason. I like Betis. I like their colors.
I love their jersey. I actually want to get a Betis collared jersey.
That is nice.
I've really only watched Betis here and there when I like switch on to the Spanish channel sometimes. And there's Real Betis.
Switch on to
sometimes they're on. And I'm gonna give power to the unknown.
Okay, now we are going to jump into our, I guess, main segment of this week, where we kind of did, I guess, old-time FIFA squad builders. They would use the FIFA coins cost. But this week, we're doing a squad builder with real squad values or real player values that we're taking from Transfermarkt.com.
Yeah. A German website.
That is the real value of each player.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's like, I feel like our best prediction, our best consistent source that we can use. Mm-hmm. So I think the best way to do this, honestly, so we've each been given 500 million, and we gotta
of real money
build a starting 11. Yeah, we drained all of our funds and we bought these players.
All of the money we've made in this podcast.
So yeah, Max, you want to start us off? And I think the best way is just to go through your team.
Yeah.
And we'll go down the line then.
My ultimate $500 million squad. Okay, so I'm going to start off strong. Okay, so I wanted a very good team for the future. I wanted to build for the future so that we can win now, but also have a dynasty for the next 5-10 years, whatever.
Right. That's what bad managers say when their team is doing trash.
So I wanted young players, but I also didn't want to overpay. Good value. Just want to keep that in mind. So starting off strong at goalkeeper, Aaron Ramsdale, 23. Mm-hmm. I wanted a keeper that's able to play out the back.
That has the flair trait.
Yeah. Someone that can play with the ball with their feet.
Of course.
But
how much is good? How much is he?
27.
Oh, dang. 27. Oh, that's
27
crazy.
mil.
I have him as well.
Yeah, so 27.5, I guess. But I wanted a good player to, be able to play fast. That's exactly how I want to instruct my team to play. Then this was written before United played today, but I have Renan Lodi. Oh, I'm playing a 4-2-3-1. Sorry. I'm playing a 4-2-3-1 just to keep that in mind. Renan Lodi, left back.
Dude, he was crazy today.
Yeah, and he got the assist to João.
Yeah, so I was kind of interested on him playing today because he doesn't really play that much.
Yeah.
Which maybe is a red flag for your team, Max.
Well,
but he was really good today.
Yes, he's very good, and he's played less this year. He hasn't actually played majority of the games or started majority of them.
Right.
And I think he's making that switch kind of to left back to left mid, maybe. He's alternating through there.
He's a very attacking. Left back.
Yeah.
So
that's what I want. I want a very attacking player.
Right. Okay.
And obviously on the other side, I want a very attacking right back. So I'm going. Oh, Lodi, 23 years old. He's 22 mil.
That's good.
Denzel Dumfries on the right side.
Oh, you love Dumfries.
Yeah, I love Dumfries, and I want Bayern to get Dumfries. But 25 years old, 17.
Oh,
17
really?
mil.
That's a steal.
That's a steal. That's literally a steal.
Dang,
great work in the market.
Maybe I should.
And I wanted.
Rethink my team.
I wanted really quick. I wanted a blistering team. I want fast players that can play different positions too. They can both play forward really well. And then for my
I'm interested to hear your center backs because those are both very attacking players. And if you're playing a 4 in the back, then you basically have 2 defenders.
Yes. They'll be restrained a little bit.
Yeah, you're just trying to outscore.
No, so these are going to be interesting. So my 2 center backs, I feel like this is kind of a forgotten about name, but Joe Gomez.
Yes.
Right.
Also very fast.
Yeah, very fast player.
Is he hurt? Do you know?
Yeah, he's been hurt, which is why
So you're just gonna play with 10 men or something?
No, he's been hurt. He's coming back.
There's no substitutes. Yeah.
No, but
we're starting tomorrow.
Him as well. He's 24, 27.5 mil. And England international, Liverpool. I mean, I think he gets overshadowed a lot because he's playing next to Van Dijk, but he is a very good defender.
Mm-hmm.
And then to pair him with William Saliba, the loan player from Arsenal, he plays for Marseille. He's 20 years old, and he's a top 3 center back in League One, which is insane. He's I don't know. He's also very fast and very strong. So
okay, I'll take your word for it.
I feel it.
Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of a
going off fast
defensive.
Team.
Yeah, you're going for pace.
You spent your money elsewhere. I feel like there's some bigger signings up top.
So I have my center mid / defensive mid that I want him to play, Rodri. He's 25, 77 mil. I think he's a very consistent player.
Dude, yeah, but okay, well, I'm kind of on the fence on Rodri. I feel like he's very consistent, but also I never noticed him. He's so boring.
He's boring, but I think those are some of the best defensive mids. Sergio Busquets is boring, but he's incredible.
Busquets is crazy. He has good.
Busquets has those very good dribbling, but he's not pacey. He's not fast. He's not flashy or anything.
Yeah.
So that's why I like Rodri. And then pair him with Renato Sanchez.
Renato Sanchez is
he plays
crazy.
right wing.
No. He plays center mid, but he also is very dynamic. He can play right wing. He can play center mid, but most of the time he plays center.
He's gonna be part of your pivot.
Oh, he's going to be all over the place.
Right.
Yeah, basically just let him loose.
He was incredible in the Chelsea-Lille game.
Yeah.
Like he was one of the best players.
He was one of the best
yeah.
players.
Yeah.
Wasn't he World Cup player of the tournament?
Yeah, young player. Yeah, young player.
No, player of the tournament.
Player of the tournament
when
for Portugal.
won.
Yeah, 2016 or whatever. But yeah, his deal is staying healthy also. But he's young. He's 24 years old. 33 mil is his transfer market value.
Dang. Dude, that's unfortunate because he used to be like such a top prospect.
Bayern got him right after the tournament and never played well for us.
I feel like he's been rebuilding his form, honestly, though. At Lille, he's been very good, and they won the league last year with him. So,
hopefully he finds it and stays healthy. Now I guess we can get into the more interesting players. I wanted to save a lot more money for the top. So, cam position, I have Bernardo Silva, 27 years old.
I have him too.
82 mil. He shows me incredible flashes, kind of the same type of dribbling I see from Messi a lot of times. He can take on a lot of different players, and he scores like incredible goals. You know?
He's like, and also like for him, like to be a cam or like right in the middle of the field, he's so like creative.
Yes.
And also like floating in and out.
Yep.
So honestly, I mean, that's one of the reasons I picked him as well, is because, you know, if we're thinking like, okay, you just want 11 players on the field, he's so dynamic, he can do like so much.
Yes.
So.
I also picked him.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Clean slate.
Pep described him like to his face that he is the perfect player. Like that is true. Pep quote, he's the perfect player because he might not be better than like prime Messi or Ronaldo, but he has all the skills, you know, to be perfect in that Man City system. And I feel like he would be good anywhere. He is such his dribbling ability is probably top of the world.
Yeah.
Wait, quick tidbit. That is interesting though, because isn't he interested in leaving City? I think he wants to leave City after the end of this year, which would be kind of sick.
Where would he go?
I don't know. I feel like Barcelona, but I don't know if
Yeah.
Who knows?
He's also another flexible player, can play different positions. But so this is where some, I guess, bias comes in. My wingers, Sané and Gnabry. No, but for real, I think they're both young. They're both 26, and they're both 77 million.
Why did you not choose Kingsley Coman?
I think Coman gets hurt more often than these guys do. And I think also Coman needs to be subbed out a lot of times in games. And we're not doing any subs.
We only have 11.
We're doing 11 people on this team, 90 minutes they're running around.
They have to play a full season.
No, but I like
it cannot get hurt.
Sané and Gnabry also, they can play on both sides, so they can switch off wings. They can play cam. Sané's been playing cam a lot this season. And Gnabry plays striker sometimes for Germany, so they can score with both feet. I also like that while both of them score, they also assist a lot of times, which I think is important. And having a big man striker in the middle. No, I didn't have enough money. No, I have Sebastian Haller for Ajax.
Honestly, good call.
And he's 27. He's 33 million, and right now he's leading the Champions League with 11 goals or 12 goals if you count own goals. But yeah, I mean he's scoring a bunch. He's scoring a bunch. For Ajax in their league, 20 games, 16 goals, 6 assists, which I actually think the assists is almost more impressive.
6 is a lot for a striker.
That's a lot for a striker. So, that's the team.
I like that team, honestly. I think like Sebastian Haller up top is really good paired with those two. I mean, that's like a very, very good attack.
Yeah.
I think you're maybe lacking a little bit defensively.
Yeah. I think
once you get past the midfield, it's a walk in the park.
Yeah, no. The two wingbacks definitely need some restraint going forward. Yeah. Because there's going to be a lot of coverage. But that's why I have Ramsdale in the back. Says, sweep up, make sure he comes out.
Yeah.
Prime Manuel Neuer.
I'm thinking a lot of like 6-3 score lines. Yeah.
That's our strategy, is to outscore the other teams. So,
we'll see how it plays out in the full season.
Yeah, when we play FIFA.
Exactly, yeah. We can auto-play these games, set up the teams.
Oh, my God, yeah.
All right, Tommy, you're up. Go for it.
We'll start goalie. We got
my guy. The Footbin Squadbuilder.
That's exactly what I'm doing. Eric van der Sar. No. $0 transfer market fee. Incredible
Legend.
deal. Legends. I have our guy from a few weeks ago, Mike Magnon.
Okay.
I gotta bring up all the salaries too, but he's around like 27 million. And we were talking about him as goal of the year because of his what I believe is the best metric when you're thinking about goalies. His basically how many shots, how many goals he saved based on the quality of shots. And he's a cheap guy, wanted a good base, so I went with Mike Magnon.
We'll see how this chem links up.
Yeah, we'll see. Center back pairing, Koulibaly. Koulibaly, I think, is one of the more underrated players in the world. I think one
of the most linked players in the world to always leaving but
always,
never leaving.
Literally always leaving but never leaving.
has left Napoli, and I feel like that's why he doesn't get the recognition sometimes, is because he's never left to a bigger club. But every time I watch him, I remember we watched Inter back-to-back, and both times Inter was shut down. They were shut down by Van Dijk, and they were shut down by Koulibaly, almost in similar ways, because those were just like the presence in the back. He's around 60 million. And then paired with him, a younger guy, Andreas Christensen, which I like.
That's interesting.
I actually love Andreas Christensen.
I do love Andreas Christensen. And I think he works better.
Come to Bayern.
He works better in the more central. Like, he plays right center back for Chelsea. I think his preferred position is center back. But he does play. I feel like in a 2, he would be just as good.
Well, think about him. Remember last year when Thiago Silva got hurt for like a long spell of time, and Christensen came in, and that's honestly when he first really began starting consistently for Tuchel, because he didn't play under Lampard really. And that's when I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is actually incredible. And I mean, this was back when Chelsea's like defense was locked up every game, but I saw Thiago Silva get hurt, and Christensen came in, and the results
Champions League final.
The results kept coming
and shut them down.
It kept being like clean sheet after clean sheet, and Christensen was a big part of that.
Yeah.
So no, I think that's a good pick, Tom.
My formation is a Man City-esque 4-3-3, basically a false 9 with 2 more attacking center mids, 2 attacking 8s. All right, on the left I have João Cancelo.
Okay.
Beast.
Because he's a monster. I think. Did we put him in as our
best left back?
Best left back in the world.
Dribbling ability crazy, passing ability crazy, and just like how he floats around. He's barely a left back. He's everywhere.
Yeah. How much is he?
He's around like 80. No, it's like 66 million, which is kind of a steal for. He's a little older. He's like 28, 29. But
it's crazy
for
how
the best left back,
old.
that's only 66.
Ancient.
I tried to have a good mix of younger players like Christensen and players in their prime or like towards the end of their prime. So no one above 30, I think, but around like 28, 29.
It's good for the locker room.
Good for the locker room. Yeah. Good for need some stronger players out there with some experience.
Yeah.
On the right side, I love this guy, Foyth. From Villarreal. I first watched.
He used to play for Tottenham.
He used to play for Tottenham. He might be on loan to Villarreal, or it was like a small transfer deal. I watched him in the Europa League final against Manchester United. Dude bashed his head and had just like a massive bandage all over, and he had one of the better games I've ever seen. Because it was also because you could see him every time he was on the ball because of his massive bandage. Yeah. But he was getting stuck in, and it was awesome.
Get him in the team.
Put him in.
Honestly, when players get their head like wrapped like that, they play so well.
Oh yeah,
they play incredibly well.
Yeah, well, they're like, I'm already hurt. I'm just
they got the adrenaline flowing.
For it, yeah.
Wait, but does he play center back or does he play right back?
I've only seen him play right back. I think he can play right and center back.
I think that's interesting because I think at Tottenham he played center back. So, that could have been him finding his form on the right flank.
Tommy's going to make him play right back.
Well, I put him in as more...
Tom, you're going to bash his head before every game.
I'm just a crazy man.
Get out there and play.
Terrible last name. No, I won't do that. But he's a more defensive fullback, and João Cancelo is going to be the guy that goes forward. In the center, Tukuameni. Koulibaly, one of the better younger talents in the.
He's super young.
He's super young. He's 19, maybe 20. Yeah, I feel like in a team like this, the center, you need a presence in the CDM position, not only to break the press, but also to find passes and just be that defensive guy.
Is he like a really like lockdown CDM though, or is he more like floaty?
From what I've heard, because I haven't watched him that much.
I always hear like so much about him.
Because what I've heard of is how he's linked to Chelsea as a replacement for Jorginho, in the fact that he can play the more defensive part of that too, and let Kovacic and Conte go forward. So that's my understanding, is he is a more defensive guy that doesn't float upwards as much. So that's why he's my pivot.
That's what I've heard too.
Yeah.
I was looking into him too. Monaco?
Yeah, Monaco.
Yeah, so.
On one side, one center mid is Bernardo Silva. He's going to go crazy. On the other side, Nkunku.
Dude, he is sick.
He is sick. Every time I watch him, he scores a goal.
I know. Honestly, I want Chelsea to look into him. Because he's so good. And he scores like in the Champions League, in the Bundesliga.
He scores tough chances, He's a great finishing.
Does he play like center mid though?
He plays attacking mid. I was looking up. He plays an attacking mid, striker, and right wing pretty like around a third of the time each.
He'd be perfect for a floating cam under Thomas Tuchel.
Right? Yeah. Let's go. And in my system right here. All right. I didn't really save that much. So I had to go for a little cheaper options. On my right side, Jared Bowen.
Oh, okay. Well, actually,
he's actually pretty expensive. He's $38 million for Jared Bowen, But every time I watch Bowen, he is like the heart
workhorse.
He's just like running like crazy all around West Ham, all around their pitch, and he's one of the players that I'm surprised every time he's on the ball what he can do with that, with those situations. He finds a way to get across and find a player in the box. I've watched West Ham probably 3 or 4 times this year, and he's been one of the star players every single time. So I'm putting him in at right mid on the side of Nkunku, because they can do
that little link,
and they can kind of switch a little bit,
Okay, Pep.
Because he's more. Bowen's also like a cam right winger kind of guy. On the left side, Kostic. He has averaged.
Good pull.
22 million. He's a little older. He's like 29. He's averaged a goal or assist every other game for the last 4 years. In the Bundesliga.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But he's been
about
like
to rip on Bayern this weekend.
Yeah, I know. Bayern always struggles with Frankfurt. So
I feel like I'm honestly surprised by that, because he's another guy that never made a move to a bigger club, so he doesn't get a lot of it's not a lot of chat about him.
Yeah.
But those are crazy numbers, and I feel like I need a little more
need some goals.
Age in my attack, and I need goals. Who's going to give me the most goals? Alexander Isak. Hell yeah.
Bro,
really?
But I feel like, yes, he is good, and he has like a good.
He is good. Yeah. And I was looking at his highlights.
Like so cold this year, isn't he?
Yeah, he's very cold this year. He had like
Tommy, dude.
He had like 17 goals last year, and this year he was like maybe 4.
I got tricked by the YouTube compilations where he's going crazy.
Stay off the internet.
But he did have a very good Euro too.
He got a good Euro.
Yeah, I think I like this is a good. I mean, he is having an off season or whatever, but he has really good potential. And also for your team, you have like some smaller guys who are a little bit more quick, and he's quick as well, but more importantly, is kind of a bigger body. He's a
little bigger body, but he's also has the
strength in there.
Right, has the ability to turn in quick situations, which is going to happen when we play each other.
Joe Gomez is going to eat him up.
Yeah. Well, actually, he didn't he is linked, or he is linked to Arsenal.
Yeah.
I feel like Arsenal are with Lacazette and Aubameyang already left. Lacazette planning to leave. They're always linked up with these strikers these days. But Isak could be a good guy because he is kind of that bigger body who's also quick on his feet.
Yeah.
So I think
team.
That's my
So I'll compare it real quick, just my thoughts compared to Max's team.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more well-rounded.
Thank you. I tried.
But also not as the attacking strength that Max has.
That's
but
fair.
It would make for a good game, honestly.
We'll see, because I'll pull out my legal pad and I'll check the references. But I think like kind of my strategy that I went for, I was like, okay, I have 500 million. I can't really get any blockbuster players in there. And so honestly, thinking about our conversation about Sevilla Betis earlier, I feel like all the players are kind of like good, not great. You know, it's like, but it forms a good team. Mm-hmm. And obviously we see Sevilla and Betis are very, very good teams. So I also have Aaron Ramsdale in goal. We don't need to speak too much on him because Max already talked about him. But same thing. I think 23 years old, good with his feet. And for my team, more importantly, you know, makes these crazy good saves, which is very exciting as a fan. And, you know, goalies don't really sell that many jerseys, but Ramsdale will, because fans love to see him, you know, with these.
He's kind of excessive though at some time.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, but that's what I want. That's what on my team. Come on.
Are you factoring in player jersey sales into your club?
Oh, just for Ramsdale. Okay. It's just it's a back of house deal, but you know, it's good.
Yeah.
He is great. He's third in clean sheets behind Allison and Ederson.
Yeah, I think he has 11.
Crazy. And I guess that's not
you
really.
You can give
like
a little bit to the defense, but honestly, no. Yes. Like Ramsdale has been crazy good this season, and we were saying he makes all these like excessive saves, but also he's made like ridiculous saves, like some of the best saves of the year. And I think 32 mil, I feel like that's not bad for my budget, so
won't break the bank.
Shopping. Okay, Max, I did a little bit of what you did. So on my left back, I have Nuno Mendes, who plays for PSG. He's on loan from Porto, maybe?
Yeah, Porto or Sporting, one of those.
I think it's Porto, yeah.
He's 19 years old, so he's my investment piece. You know, it's like he could, you know, really hit it off. He could also struggle. He's playing well at PSG these days. He hasn't scored. He has 1 assist. But when I do watch him play, he's electric. Mm-hmm. And that's what I want in my investment piece. You know, I want him to have that possibility down the road to excel.
It was Sporting. He's on loan from Sporting.
Sporting, okay, thanks.
But I agree. Every time I watch him,
I do think he's really good, and he is great at getting up the field. He provides like an attacking presence, similar to Max. Or to your left back, not as great defensively, but he can slide in a little bit and play nicely with the wingers. And when I watch him play for PSG, he's great right in and around the box, creating chances, kind of honestly being like a wild card and just making stuff happen, which honestly is good. You need a little bit of excitement.
You need a wild card.
So I got Nuno Mendes on my left side, and then on the right back, I have Kyle Walker, the captain of my team.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
31 years old.
Give him the armband?
Oh, yeah, I got it written down right here.
C circle.
I got it. Yeah.
Are you going to tell us who's going to take the set pieces on the right and left side?
Who's taking the pens?
Oh, actually, no. Well, I'll get there. Okay, no, but Kyle Walker is a phenomenal player. I know, Max, you're a big fan of his, but great defensively with crazy speed, also great at getting forward. But of my outside backs, he's definitely the more defensive option, which is good. And only 27 million, also a little bit older, so he'll provide some stability in the locker room.
Yeah. Some veteran leadership.
Right, exactly. Nuno Mendes will look up to him. So this will be great. It's really community. Also,
you're really thinking of everything.
Right. I have a catering menu as well.
Locker room.
Exactly. My center back pairing, I have Matthias Ginter and Sven Botman. Ginter, honestly, he was 27 mil. I was like, okay, I know he's pretty good.
Yes.
So I'll just slide him in there.
Starter for Germany.
Sven Botman, honestly, is I think a better pick. He's only 22, 32 million. But he, first off, is really good defensively. He's very fast, which is good. So I think he can also provide that defensive stability in getting back. We have Kyle Walker, we have Botman, who can both do that pretty well. But also he is very good on set pieces. He has 3 goals and 1 assist, which is pretty good for a center back coming in on those corners or on other set pieces. So he'll be the target man in the middle.
Harry Maguire is good at set pieces.
Oh, well, yeah. Just lab. One goal. All right. And then I also have, I'm playing a 4-2-3-1. So in the midfield as my kind of more conservative CDM.
I know where this is going.
I have Thomas Suchek. Who do you think?
I thought Conte, for sure.
No. Well, Conte would be. He's not a lockdown like player. He's more of a box to box.
He's an 8. People think he's like the more defensive, but when he plays,
he moves forward.
He moves forward.
His defensive ability is like pressing players, not like falling back and
but he plays differently for France.
Yeah,
that's when he's with Pogba, so that is has a more defensive responsibility. But I have Thomas Tuchel, who I think is a little bit more of a true 6. He'll sit back in there, not the paciest, but very good at moving the ball around, being kind of that stopper, and is better defensively. So he was 49 million, which is not the worst. But also he scores a lot of goals. I think this year he has 3 goals, 1 assist. But in previous years, he and Declan Rice have been kind of some of the more consistent scorers on that West Ham team, especially last year coming through. And when Declan Rice was hurt for that extended period of time, Souček kind of came up pretty big. So I think he would be a good rock in my team.
I didn't realize he was only 26. He looks very old.
Yeah, he does look old. But
Are you researching all these players?
He's pulling it up.
I'm pulling it up.
He's fact-checking me.
I am fact-checking you. Is he the more defensive, I guess...
of Declan Rice?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, no, they kind of played a similar way.
Similar, yeah, because West Ham does play like pretty deep,
Right.
So they do have...
They do play a little similar, but I guess... So my other center mid is Nico Barella, who is definitely my
favorite player.
I know.
We talked about him a lot, too.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's interesting. We all pick players that we like.
Really like.
But I love watching Nico Barella, so of course I want him in my team.
Of course.
77 million. I think he's my most expensive player. Other than Bernardo Silva. But he is like electric on the field as well.
Yeah.
And, is like the Energizer Bunny. Will never stop running. And so I have Souček, who will be a little bit more reserved, but then Barella, who can kind of get the ball moving, move it up field, good offensively and defensively. So I'm excited to see him play in my team.
I mean, they're both Italian, but he really does remind me a lot of Verratti.
Yeah, no, definitely. He's honestly, he's 25. I thought he was a little bit younger than that.
I thought he was younger than that too.
But I think we talked about this a couple weeks ago. 7 assists is huge.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. And then, let's see, I guess my left winger, left cam. I have Emile Smith-Rowe from Arsenal, another Arsenal player in my team.
Hey, what's going on?
Because they have a lot, I'm like to see him in my team, but they have a lot of average, cheap players.
Yeah, that is Arsenal's vibe.
Yeah. But no, Smith-Rowe honestly is great. He's 9 goals now in the Premier League. I think he's Arsenal's top scorer.
Wow.
He's only 21 years old. No, I don't. Honestly, I'm not sure on that one if he is the top scorer, but I believe he is. Tom, you can fact check me. But I think Smith-Rowe is a great player for the future as well.
Yeah.
Because he is only 21. But honestly, he's great now.
Yeah.
He's only 41 million. 41 million.
Yeah,
but
that's good.
Top scorer in the Premier League for Arsenal, who are a very good team these days, or at least building, and building around him, honestly.
Yeah.
He is 9 goals. Only second is Saka with 7.
Easy.
Yeah, I like Smith-Rowe. I think he's a Mount light, but
yeah, no, I think that's fair.
Well, that's a good deal for
he has more goals than Mount, so
yeah, okay.
Mount has not been whatever. He hasn't been the best recently, unfortunately. Honestly,
I think it's we won't talk about Mount, but I think it's because of positional.
Right.
It's not good.
Well, that's one thing. Arteta really plays Smith-Rowe to his specialties, but also a lot of times puts him in as a super sub, and he always scores. But in my team, he'll be essential.
He's the Andre Schürrle for Arsenal.
I know. And then I have Bernardo Silva pulling the strings in the middle.
Of course.
And then on the right mid, I have Angel Correa from Atletico Madrid. We watched him play today.
Yeah.
He was pretty good. Honestly, I was watching him closely because I was wondering if I should confirm the signing or not.
Yeah.
But I thought he was really good. He's Atletico's top scorer as well. I think he has 11 goals, I believe. Luis Suarez has either 7 or 9, and he's the next up. So, and he honestly doesn't start every game either. Very fast, very dynamic as well. Plays under Simeone, so he works very hard. So I think he will do wonders on the right side of my midfield. And then up top.
Wait, did you send him the contract after the game today? You were sold on him. So.
Yeah, no, he was waiting.
Oh, that's great. He's on a plane right now.
Right. And then up top, I have Patrick Schick, who is another one of my players that I like to watch.
That's a good one.
another Euro player.
Euro
star.
leading scorer, right? I think.
For who?
For
one of those.
Patrick Schick for
Bundesliga. He has 20 goals.
For Denmark?
No,
he's Czech Republic.
Czech Republic.
Yeah.
No, he had like 6 in the Euro or something.
Oh yeah. Oh, in the Euros, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He also had that crazy goal, didn't he? From
the
distance?
long shot, from mid,
from half field.
Yeah.
But no, he's 20 goals in Bundesliga right now. Every time I watch him, I'm like, this player is crazy good. 26, only 44 million.
He's 26 years old.
Yeah, that's probably why he's only 44.
Gosh.
But still, like, dude, that's like
I thought he was
honestly
way older
probably
than that.
Entering his prime.
He's playing in his prime and scoring 20 goals. He's been heavily linked to West Ham, so he'll link up well with Thomas Tuchel.
The chemistry's already there.
Exactly. So that's what I have as my team, rounding in the total up at 499 million, right on the dot.
Wow. What's with the last mill?
Oh, that's my salary.
Oh,
that's for the
I'm the
vending
trainer.
machines, stocking the vending machines.
Right, exactly. So I think I have the best team by far. And I'm happy doing business with them.
We have to have people comment in the comments.
Who has best?
Who has the best team?
Well, honestly, I guess I think the main differences are where I think it's interesting where we spend our money, because no one really balled out on like one player and went huge.
Yeah.
I was thinking of like, okay, if I get Haaland and Mbappe and then I just have like a terrible defense, like I'll still win.
No, I was ready to fight someone on that, because we all argued like why 100 million players over 100 million are not worth it. So I wanted to see if any of us picked a $100 million player.
Well, honestly, I was thinking, okay, like, yes, if I have Mbappe in this team, it makes it so much better.
Yeah.
But also Patrick Schick is nasty.
But then it's not a team. Then it's not a team.
Right. So
the fact that teams spend the most money on their attackers, I feel like is a flawed logic, because yes, you need to score goals. I feel like when teams think about like where they're going to spend their money, they need scoring goals. We need the attackers. But like in the game, I feel like every play, every like touch on the ball affects if you're going to concede or score a goal. So I feel like a more balanced team would lead to better results anyway. I feel like spending all our money on attackers would leave us we would concede more goals and score less goals, because we can't finish it, especially in the modern game. We need.
Right. Well, honestly, that's what I was thinking about, and we see. I'll keep coming back to them because I think they kind of follow this format, Sevilla and Betis, with just being like very well-rounded teams.
Yeah.
And we see Sevilla spending their money very wisely, getting players who they know are good for a good price and not like breaking the bank. And then Barcelona go out and break the bank for all these attackers over and over again. And when they don't work, they just get another. And now we see Barcelona struggling and Sevilla doing a lot better. Mm-hmm. So it is kind of interesting. I was thinking about that going through this because it does matter, obviously, how you spend your money, but where also on the field the money is spent.
Yeah.
So
I think it is. I think when it comes to strikers specifically, there's less. Like there's less quality like top players for strikers, so like they're more rare, which is why they cost more. Like when we talk about like Haaland or even Mbappe and Vlahovic, they demand such a high fee because there's not that many great strikers, And I think with other positions, like when I was thinking about my defense, like center backs, I could spend money on like a Diaz or Van Dijk or something like that, but I thought value-wise I can get a maybe not as good of a player, but value-wise, like money for what I'm paying, like it's similar, or it's fair at least. But I also didn't get a Haaland or a Mbappe or
I know.
Vlahovic.
Be nice.
Yeah,
so,
crown jewel.
Yeah,
that's right. Okay, last thing I want to talk about today is the Kai Havertz versus Romelu Lukaku dilemma. For those of you who don't know, Romelu Lukaku has been struggling recently. I think over the weekend versus Palace, he only had 7 touches of the ball, which is pathetic, honestly. Or
damn.
Well, no, I mean it is like
harsh adjective.
Yeah, but 7 touches, like come on.
Yeah.
And then Kai Havertz playing against Lille with 3 huge chances, scoring one of them. Super involved throughout the game, dropping into the midfield, much more dynamic, honestly, falling into these different areas of the field.
Yeah.
And so I think, Lukaku being the more expensive player but not playing as well, and then Kai Havertz now playing a lot better, it's a very interesting problem for Tuchel to have about who should start and can he bench Lukaku. So I don't know if you guys have any initial thoughts on who should play or kind of what, because also it's a problem with Chelsea performing, but it's also an investment problem with they can't lose out a bunch of money on Lukaku by just not playing him.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, maybe their hope is he plays better next year. Havertz had the whole year to himself basically to like kind of adjust from the Bundesliga, and now he's playing a lot better. And so hopefully they think the same thing's going to happen with Lukaku. But obviously, paying over 100 million for Lukaku, they expect him to perform now. So it's tough to see him not play as well. And the teams play completely, or Chelsea plays completely different when Havertz plays versus Lukaku plays. And I think it's just more fluid, whatever team plays better as a group. So
I think the price tag we paid for Lukaku shields the judgment of Tuchel when he's deciding what's the best team to put out there. Because it's pretty obvious by now when Kai Havertz plays, we play better. And Lukaku all year has just been trying to figure out how to play with him, and it's not working. And that Palace game was the epitome of how the year's been going, where he basically just waves his hand for the ball, does like kind of make some runs, and doesn't make the play himself. He's trying to get the players to make the play for him and score some goals in the box, and do some essentially just like it. Yeah, it's not working out. And the goals he's scoring are like rare chances that come maybe once a game, maybe once every other game. He puts them away a lot, but that's not how we win games.
Yeah.
I feel like let's say it's a player that's 24 years old, like a player like Grealish that you pay 100 million for. He's not performing well. In that situation, he's a player that's emerging into his prime. You want to keep on playing him and try to get the most out of him. In a financial sense, you want those players to play a lot and still retain value. In Lukaku's case, we paid 100 million. We're not going to get. We were never going to get 100 million back. He's going to be a player that we expected maybe 3 or 4 years of his like end of his prime, and then I don't know. He goes to he starts declining after that. So that's not the case. So if he's not performing, we should not, every single game, we don't have to justify the 100 million by playing him. We should play Kai Havertz because that's where Kai Havertz plays the best. Kai isn't playing at the floating 10 role where he's honestly struggled. I feel like that isn't the best place for him. I think he plays a lot better when he has the back to his goal. He can make a turn and play a guy in. When he's facing a defense, he's not the most creative. So I feel like center forward is his position, and then that opens up the left side for Pulisic. It just like opens up spaces in our team for players to play the right positions, and that's probably our biggest issue throughout the season.
I think Kai also plays better with like the rest of our team. Like you're saying, he links up with Pulisic. He makes space for Mason Mount on the side or Ziyech.
Right.
Whereas Lukaku is a little bit more fixed in the middle. And so I think to justify or like whatever the price difference, if it's either we let $100 million Lukaku sit on the bench or we let all of these other 60, 70 million players not play well.
Yeah.
Like all of them won't play well with Lukaku on the field is kind of how it's turning out.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do think also, Lukaku has been getting a lot of flack for not playing well, which, yes, he's a little bit older, has a little bit more of an established career, but it still impacts him. It still puts more and more pressure on him. And I think what could do him well also is some games on the bench. I think this will be good for Kai to get a bigger run of games, to build some consistency in his game and to build on the good form he has. But I also think it'll be good for Lukaku to sit on the bench for a bit and, hopefully get frustrated and get mad and come onto the field and really work for it.
Yeah.
And, maybe switch up his game a little bit.
Yeah.
Realize that it isn't working, which obviously he's aware of, but, this could be a little extra kick in the butt.
Yeah.
That could help him also.
I agree. I mean, people forget, like, Sané is playing incredible right now, but he was booed in the first couple games, like, for Bayern Munich. Like, he didn't play that well last year either. So sometimes it just takes time. And then with the money thing, so my philosophy with this is 100 million, 10 million, whatever amount player, like, they're all on the team. And, like, at that point, like, if you're a 5-star athlete, first-round pick, $100 million player, like, we're all on the team. If this $1 million player is playing better than you and it's better for the team, I'm going to play him.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you can't think about that because you want the team to perform well. And obviously, you're thinking about financials, like he's going to lose value if you bench him, like all that stuff. But as a coach, I want to win games. I want my team to play the best they can. And if the player that we paid more for is not playing as well or is not contributing as much, then it really doesn't matter. Like, he's on the team already. And then this is another thing. So when I compare the stats, like when you compare Lukaku and Havertz, Lukaku's stats are better. He has more goals. Like, Lukaku has 2 goals in Champions League in 4 games. Kai has 2 in 6 games. In the Prem, they've both played 17 games. Kai has 2 goals and 1 assist, and Lukaku has 5 goals. So if you look at that, you're like, oh, Lukaku's like playing better. Like, he scored 2 goals in the Club World Cup also. But I agree, the team plays better. Yeah, he unlocks
the rest of the team.
Yes, the team plays better when Kai plays.
And I think about, like, our best run of form was, late November, when Lukaku was hurt and Kai was playing every game.
Yeah.
And that's when we had that big, like, 4-0 win at Juventus.
7-0 against Norwich, too.
Yeah. Yeah, like, those big games were with Kai in the lineup, or probably more importantly, with Lukaku out of the lineup, unfortunately. So we'll see who starts this weekend. That'll be pretty telling where Tuchel's head is at. But personally, I'm hoping for Havertz, honestly, just to unlock the rest of the team. We play much more fluid, so that's what I would like to see.
Yeah.
Kai is the key.
Kai's the key, yeah.
There we go.
And he also needs to stick with the position. Like, Tuchel can't just flip-flop back and forth.
Yeah.
I feel like he needs to be like, we're going with Kai here down the stretch. Like,
right.
Kai is starting. Lukaku, until you come off the bench and maybe you're going to make differences and stuff. His attitude also needs to be right.
I
like,
agree.
I'm not playing well. I know that. I need to be better.
Yeah.
Is what his mindset should be. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Go Chelsea this weekend.
Team Kai. I guess we're Team Kai.
Time to bring in a cup. Yeah. All right. I think that just about wraps it up. So thank you, everyone, for watching. Make sure to drop a follow. I know we're just starting out, so it's very helpful if you follow us or subscribe to us on YouTube, or you can leave a review on Spotify. That also helps. So all those things are greatly appreciated. But most importantly, thank you all for listening, and we will see you next week.
Peace, boxers.